This is volume 3 in the series Fascinating Wexford History. In his introduction to the book, Wexford TD Brendan Howlin writes, Des again and again opens windows into individual stories of our past. Like the Nazi spy who parachuted into County Wexford in 1941, carrying a load of cash and a radio transmitter. The story of Michael Collins' defiant speech in St. Peter's Square in Wexford town during the Civil War. 80 years earlier, another political activist, Daniel O'Connell, held one of his famous monster meetings in a field outside Enniscorthy. The gruesome murder in Victorian London, carried out by a domestic servant from Killaan, who dismembered her employer's body. The skull wasn't found until 130 years later in 2010, discovered under the floor of a derelict property recently purchased by the naturalist Sir David Attenborough, next door to his home. The last public hanging in Ireland was carried out before a large crowd in front of Wexford Jail in 1863. Sentenced to death was Joseph Kelly for the murder of a school principal in Rathcarogue. The story of the flu pandemic 100 years ago that claimed the lives of over 500 people in County Wexford. The history of the county's railway network. 1911 lockout of the 3 Wexford foundries. Edermine House, owned by the Power Whisky family, later occupied by World War I refugee monks. The Wexford matron of a hospital in post-war Normandy, whose storekeeper and driver was the writer Samuel Beckett. The colourful Dr. George Haddon's fascinating exploits in China. Extensive tobacco growing in County Wexford. The works of the renowned architect A.W. Pugin in Wexford. Shooting dead of a young man by his aunt in Killinick. Parnell, Catherine O'Shea and Redmond. A story of Victorian betrayal and loyalty. The saga of the famine ship they named Dunbrody. The Knights of Templetown on the Hook Peninsula. The sinking of Cromwell's flagship, the Great Lewis off Duncannon. The Benedictine nuns who fled war-torn Belgium to Macmine Castle. The brave men who fought eviction near Ballycollan in 1888. The part played by Ernie O'Malley in the Civil War in Enniscorthy. The mysterious mini-tsunami that hit Kilmore Quay. Charles Tottenham, who earned the name Tottenham in his boots. A Wexford cargo ship plundered by wreckers off the Merseyside coast. Great Island, once the site of a major monastic settlement. The history of Wexford Courthouse that once stood on the quay. And finally, Baking the Staff of Life, the story of Frank O'Connor's Bakery. Now in all bookshops throughout County Wexford, as well as online from Amazon.